Hello everyone, I am Torvald here with an Ikitursa. Gonna be running some T5 Firestorms today. Not a big fan of this ship, not a big fan of using it. It's a really cool ship and the concept's great, but it is not the best Abyssal ship. And you'll see why here in a little bit. It's a great ship, it's a powerful ship, it definitely has its uses, but for the Abyssal dead space, it is not ideal. Mainly because of its weapon system. It is a really cool ship. Here's the fit right here. Pretty pricey. The Entropic radiation sinks, those are Abyssal rolled for maximum rate of fire. They're just Tech 2 rolled with mutaplasmids for maximum rate of fire. So nothing crazy there, but there's the fit. Yeah, it's pricey, as is most T5 fits. So here we go, jumping into the site. So I like the Ikitursa. It's a great ship. It's awesome. It does a lot of damage. It's powerful. However, it's not ideal for the Abyss, and the reason for that being the way the weapon system works. So, for those of you that don't know, the Chiglavian weapons, they ramp up damage, and they can do quite a bit of damage, which is really good. However, when you're under time constraints, like in the Abyss, how you have the 20 minutes, it kind of works against you. I don't think I do it too much in this video where I scroll over the actual damage that this thing outputs, but it starts around, I'd say with the close range ammo, you're starting around like 400 to 500 DPS, and that's on paper. That's just the, that's not actually applied DPS. Which is really low. Ideally, you're running T5s, you want like 700 plus DPS, while this thing starts at, below 500. Now, it does ramp up to over 1,000. However, in most situations, as you can see right here, I've got multiple ships, and I don't ramp up that much DPS. I'm not attacking any one of these guys long enough for my DPS to build up that much. So therefore, in a room like this, I'm only getting about a maximum of like 600-700 DPS, and that's after a couple shots have already been fired. And so that kind of shows you how ineffective that kind of weapon system is. If I had another ship that did 800 consistent DPS, I'm almost better off there rather than doing this where I start off low and have to build up. And then here you can see I had the issue with ghosting Damavix. They actually reduce the range of your weapons, so anytime I get out of range, that damage resets and I have to start over again, which is really annoying. So you really gotta you really gotta keep in range. That's very important. The only time this weapon system is awesome is whenever you have a battleship room. You can really dish out some DPS there, but then it's kind of a trade-off. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how it worked, or I'm not really sure on the exact numbers. But I'd feel like you'd rather have 800 consistent DPS rather than start at 400 or 500 DPS and work your way up to 1200. I feel like it's almost better to just have a constant 800 DPS out of a ship. So a lot of the problems you'll run into with this ship is basically time. I noticed that with the Ikitursa, it takes me a lot longer to complete the sites because I'm not doing as much damage. However, everything else on this ship is perfect. The capacitor, the tank, the speed. I mean, I am using an Afterburner, so speed's kind of an issue. I wish I had brought an MTU while I was doing this. But as you can see, I mean, no other issues than just actual getting things dead quickly. I definitely had some pilot errors in the beginning of this with choosing which targets to go after and trying to get damage on the Vedmax while ghosting Damavix were kind of limiting me. The Vedmax, obviously the Harrowing Vedmax, they are micro warp drive, and I am Afterburner, so that mixed with the fact that there's ghostings on me, that kind of created a little pain situation there in the beginning. But now you can see everything's good. I can apply damage. Apparently I can't navigate around rocks that well, but you can just see how long this is taking. And with any other ship, this would not take this long, you know? So that's my issue with this. While I do like this ship, it's a great ship. It's really cool. It looks awesome. The idea is awesome. This is why I always tell people, like, I know it seems like it should be really good, but the Vedmak and the Ikitursa are not good abyssal ships. But they do work. I mean, as you can see, I am completing the sites. I'm just under 16 minutes there, so, and I still got all these guys to kill. So you can see I'm definitely struggling on time. But that's the main point I want to get across about the Ikitursa is just time, and the way the weapons work. It's not ideal for the Abyss. It's a great ship, abyssal PvP. It's a great ship. This thing basically reigns supreme next to the Cerberus and the Curse. But for actual PvE, this thing outside of the Abyss, many uses, many awesome benefits, but yeah, in the Abyss itself, not ideal. But here you can see the time. I'm at 15 minutes right now, and I've still got 4 Damaviks to kill, and you can see how slowly I'm killing them. But then again, I didn't struggle at all with any tank or capacitor or anything, and I did have 4 Harrowing Vedmaks on me. It did get low, but I had the Ancil there to save me. I'm still kind of torn on if I should actually keep the fit like this, or if I should switch it up and maybe take out the Ancil and put something else. I don't know. This fit works and I like it, but I'm determining, you know, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I want to switch it up. I probably won't keep this ship for long. I'll probably rearrange the mods and switch it around for abyssal PvP and not actually use it for PvE running, though I kind of like it. Even though I am sitting here talking about how it's not the best PvE ship, I like it. I gotta admit, it is a pretty cool ship. It does a good job. Doesn't do the best job, but it's fun. It's really cool when you get a battleship room and you can just sit there on the battleship and ramp up DPS. Look at that, 13 minutes 40 seconds remaining. That was the first room. So yeah, here's one of those really easy room, nothing crazy. So I do have the Mystic ammo, which is the long range ammo. That's good for just depending on the situation. Like right here, I can just like take out a couple of these guys before they get in range of me. But as soon as they start closing in to close range, I can get that other ammo onto them. But luckily for me, there were these 2 suppressors right on top of each other, and I'm already doing really bad on time. So definitely got to take advantage of these suppressors and help get rid of all these little guys a lot faster. Yeah, that first room was really painful on time. So from here, it's all about speed and getting it done quicker. And you can see the suppressor is doing a lot of the work for me. It's funny because this actually makes it even worse for the Disintegrator weapon, because I'm not going to be able to build up any DPS with everything already this dead. But yeah, the faster these things die, the better. So just stay under the suppressor and let that thing just tear these guys apart. You can see my tank. These guys actually do quite a bit of damage. So don't come into this room thinking you've got a freebie. These little guys, they do quite a bit of damage, especially if you're not paying attention, you're caught off guard, maybe you leave something offline. I don't know, but they really rack up damage and they hurt over time. So just watch it. Don't come in here being complacent, thinking you can just you can just waltz out of this room no problem. But yeah, rooms like this, definitely take advantage of the suppressors, of the tracking pylons, blue clouds. All 3 of those things help you in rooms like this, because the suppressor, as you can see, actually does damage to the little guys. The tracking pylon helps you apply damage better, and the blue cloud increases signature radius so you can hit them easier. So take advantage of that in rooms like this. This was a nice save for me. After that first room taking so long, this was a nice little, like, okay, cool, little cushion. Now I'm back on track where I'm at roughly 5 minutes per room. This actually put me under that, so I was really glad I got this room. Because think, if I had that first room times 3 in that same issue, then I'd probably hit time and die. Yeah, so here we are in the third room. There's that proving conduit. Watch out for that. So you can see here, same exact room as last time, or pretty similar to the last room. I am making my way towards the multi-body tracking pylon. That is going to help me apply damage to these guys. But you gotta stay around that thing. You can see the little effect down there above my capacitor and all that. You can see one of those effects. That is the tracking pylon effect. The medium range, I believe, works out to 40 kilometers. It might be 35, but I'm pretty sure it's 40. So you just want to get in range of that, and tracking on your weapons is boosted, and you can just go ahead and wreck everything with good application. Here I think I kill everything in an average of 2 shots. I don't think so. Really, the weapon spooling thing isn't too much of a factor in this one. Yeah, nothing to it, but nice and easy. These 2 rooms definitely were a little bit of a saving grace for me after that first room. Yeah, the first room, it was mainly just those ghosting Damavics, focusing on those, and getting damage applied. But yeah, the low DPS that this thing starts with is definitely a drawback to it. I really wanted to take the proving conduit in this thing just because the Ikitursa is so good. I have had nothing but bad luck with Ikitursas. It's always just the ship that whatever an Ikitursa is thrown into the mixture, somehow I end up dying. Even one time I was transporting this thing from Jita and I got ganked, and that was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I was trying to get one of these out here to do this video last week, and I got ganked. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm meant to fly the Ikitursa. So it's kind of a like rare occurrence that I finally sat in one, got it fit up and everything. This ship is definitely, if you're running this in Jita, if people know you're running this thing, they're going to be looking to gank you. Mainly because it's an easy gank target and they know it's going to be expensive. I want to say this thing is roughly fit and implants and everything. You're looking at like 3 billion ISK, so it's pretty pricey. So be careful when you're running these sites. Pay attention. Use the proper precautions. Maybe don't run in Jita. Farther away from Jita, and a quiet system will work. But there you have it. That's the end of this first site, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's see what's in this box right here. Oh, not this one. Okay, I think it's the next site. Yeah, this site's completed. You can see we're good on time because of 2 really easy, smooth rooms. Those helped a lot. 8 minutes remaining, but like I said, I had 2 easy rooms that made this go a lot quicker. That first room was a real time hog. Yeah, that was a huge pain. Forget what I ran into in the second site. Can't remember, but I know something good happens. So here we go into the second site, firing off another Firestorm. Still running the Firestorms. You can run Gamma in this thing as well. The Triglavian weapon system does explosive and thermal damage, so you want to be running Firestorm or Gamma. I chose Firestorm because Firestorm actually helps. Helps the Ikitursa with the armor tank, which is really nice. I forget what the damage. I forget which damage it does more. I believe it does more thermal damage, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, here we go. Taking out the snare casters first thing. Getting those guys off grid. I'd say this thing moves slow enough to where you do not want snare casters holding you back. That just makes everything more of a pain in the ass. So get snare casters off field. Look at all those effects. You got fog casters, gaze dimmers, spotlighters, and snare casters all on you right there. I was making my way towards the deviant suppressor because that'll help me kill all these guys. It's kind of far away and not worth it, so I decided instead to go for the multi-tracking pylon to help with application. It is the short range one, so you got to get within 15 kilometers of it to be effective. I just determined with the position of the suppressor and the speed at which I'm going, I didn't really want to go for that and have to deal with have to deal with that just for it to do what I can already just do myself. But yeah, here we go. We're in range of the pet tracking pylons. So we're getting that bonus. So tracking these little guys will be a lot easier, and damage application will be sweet. One thing, I definitely think it's a good idea to bring a mobile tractor unit with this thing. You can see this thing doesn't move very fast, so an MTU will help a lot with just making it go by quicker. You do have a range out to, depending on your skills, your range should be out to about 50-55 kilometers with the Mystic ammo, the long range ammo. So with a mobile tractor unit, if you wanted to, you could get right on gate at 0, depending on what you're going up against. You can get right on gate at 0, and ooh, there it is right there. Small disintegration skill book. That was the 400 millionist drop. That was exciting to get. Love rooms like that. That's always one of those moments where as an abyssal runner, you just want to like jump out of your seat. Average per site, you're looking at like 70 million ISK, and then whenever you get one of those specialization skill books, boom, you just got over like 400 million ISK in one drop. Just a huge, awesome boost to your income. Helps a lot. And then whenever you get one of those, you're that more motivated to really blitz through this site as fast as possible. You can see no issues here. Just chilling on the gate, killing all these guys. I did lose the tracking bonus from the multi-body tracking pylon because I did get out of range. It's just one of those things where I wanted to be on the gate at 0 so I could activate it and move on. I'm not sure. A micro warp drive on this thing might be better. I like the fit the way it is. I didn't want to change it up too much, but that's another one of those things I was considering. Maybe a micro warp drive would be more beneficial because of damage application. You can see there I'm at 16.5 minutes, so this room did not take long at all, which is good. It's a nice little comfort there, knowing that I completed this and I have more time to complete the next 2 rooms. So there we go, first room complete. 400 million ISK plus from that one room. That was awesome. Can't wait to go sell that and make a good little bit of chunk of change. Let's see what we got here. Alright, these rooms are another huge pain while you're flying the Ikitursa. Mainly because this completely screws the entire weapon system up. You've got a lot of targets that don't take a lot of effort to kill. However, you can't ever build up your damage because of how many targets there are and the size of them. Like, you get a battleship, cool, you can sit there and womp on it and build up DPS like crazy. You get a bunch of these guys and you have to sit there and, you know, you're applying less than 700 DPS per cruiser because you're not going to be building up over, you know, 700-800 DPS by attacking one cruiser, and every time you switch targets and attack a different one, you lose that ramp up. So it's just one of those where it really highlights the ineffectiveness of the Triglavian weapon system in the Abyss. Makes your life that much more difficult. I mean, you can see that these guys they're going down quickly, they're dying. It's not hard at all, but you know, I'm used to, you know, applying damage to these guys a lot quicker and getting a lot more DPS on them and bringing them down faster. But it's killing them. Application's not an issue. It's just a matter of the amount of time it's taking to kill each one. It's just a little more. It's a little longer than it should be with any other T5 running ship. You know, especially when I'm used to like a 900 DPS Ishtar, which it just blows all these guys away, no problem at all. And then I come to this ship and I'm like, you know, takes a couple shots to kill them, each one, time just adds up. But I'm, you know, nothing scary or nothing worrying me about this one. I'm using drones and webs on the little guys, kind of like a little split system here. Turrets on the big guys, webs and drones on the small guys. That way I can just kind of get through this faster. Even though I don't have too much application issues, it's easier to just throw the drones and the webs on the small stuff while I take care of the big stuff. Because, you know, as the weapon ramps up, I'd rather just keep pure weapon DPS on the cruisers and leave drones to the small ones where they can apply damage easier. And again, as I said, while I do have the issues with the weapon system, at the same time, I am completing this and it's not taking too awfully long. I want to run a lot more of these before I actually throw this thing at PvP, just to really get my money's worth out of it and to see what issues or what kind of craziness can happen. Drones were taking quite a bit of damage, so I decided to swap them out, or I decided to start applying DPS on the small guys, just to kind of get a little less off of my drones. Alright, I forget what was in this cache. I think the small specialization skill book is the only cool thing I got. Yeah, but there's 40 mil, so I mean, if you get above, in my mind, anything above 30 million ISK in a cache is good. That is a great number. If you get 30 million ISK per cache, you're looking at 90 million ISK per site, which is really good. So anything above 30 million, I'm okay with. If it's under 30 million, if it's under 20 million, you definitely got robbed, and that is not good loot. But that specialization skill book already made my ISK worth from this site, so pretty dang good. I wish I had gotten more battleship rooms while running these, for running these sites that I was recording. That way you could see how much DPS this thing ramps up to. I don't think, maybe I get a battleship next to him. We'll see. I do the recordings usually a day before I record myself running all the sites, and I go over and do this part the next day based off my time schedule, or my real life schedule. So I always forget what happens, but I did not forget that specialization skill book. Can't forget something like that. I'm actually taking that today to sell it on the market to get my money. Yeah, you can see, like, if you don't run these enough, you may not realize it. You can just see how long this took me to kill all the stuff in this room because of this weapon. But I'm still good on time. Still doing great on time. Got more than enough time to finish this final room, which is good for me. What happens in here? Oh, okay, here we go. We get the battle cruisers. Now this one I was kind of curious about, because I wanted to see how good this thing's tank held up. So the short range ammo hits out to 18 kilometers. The long range ammo hits out to 56 kilometers. And if you do anything, if you get out of range, you lose that ramped up DPS. Your weapon shuts off, you lose all that DPS. So I wanted to try and see what I could tank from these guys, how much damage I could take from these guys, how the ship would hold up. I wanted to kill the first one with long range ammo, keeping away from the rest of them. But then after this, I kind of wanted to play around with seeing how close I can get to these guys and what I could tank, just to kind of test this thing's capabilities. If you're familiar with Abyssal sites, you know the Teslas, the battle cruisers, they're huge. Their damage is insane. They can just one-shot frigates and drones. They do quite a lot of DPS. Just huge hits. So I was kind of curious as to what I could handle while staying in close range, and it was kind of I'm still kind of kiting them out, but at the same time, I'm staying within the 20-kilometer range to get my weapon on them. So this is kind of the spot I wanted to be. Pick the closest target, keep him within range of weapons, and just kind of keep kiting out a little bit. You can see I'm not that much faster than them, actually. But I do use the web to kind of keep the one at bay. And as I whittle them down, as I get to, as I kill them one by one, I get more comfortable with being able to tank their damage. I still don't jump into the fray. I don't jump right in the middle of them and just stay really close to them, just because, I want to be smart about it. But at the same time, I'm staying close enough. I got really lucky with their position. You can see the one is close to me and the other four are 20 plus kilometers away. I don't know how. right here is where I make the decision to go to the gate and kind of give them the opportunity to catch up to me, to let the others get in range of my weapons and to kind of test my tank out and see what these guys do to me. But I mean, now that there's 4 left, I'm confident that I can tank their damage while I destroy them. So no issues here at all. If you didn't know, the names of the Tesseras, the Spark Grip, Ember Grip, Blast Grip, those are the damage profiles. So whatever their name is, Ember Grip, they do more thermal damage. Spark Grip, EM damage. So something to little knowledge there for you, depending on what you're flying and what weather you're in. Kind of give you an idea of what you need to kill first and what's more dangerous to you. Yeah, once I get to this point, I am golden. There's no issues whatsoever. I can get the final loot, which is not really good. It's only 14 mil, and then I'm basically free to go. I know I can handle, right there, got out of range, 18,563 meters is my maximum range, and I busted that. So, damage reset. That was unfortunate, but it's no big deal. You can see it just builds up slowly. I mean, the number climbs, and I wish I had done more of that throughout this video to show you the DPS on this thing. That's something, yeah, I really wish I would have done that more throughout the video. That way you could actually see how the DPS works and everything, because it does not, like, we're not talking about it builds up a lot. You know, you can see the stats when you show info on the weapon, but it definitely does not build up very fast. Right there, we're at, you know, we've been shooting this guy, we're at 559 DPS, you know, 580. It's not climbing that fast, you know. So on that battle cruiser that I was just shooting at, I never broke 600 DPS, and normally if you don't have that hot, you know, if you're doing less than 600 DPS, you're not going to be really good in a T5. So yeah, right there was just me highlighting. I'm glad I finally did that in the video. Can't believe I didn't do that at any other point, but yeah, there's that. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's the Ikitursa. It works, it does it, you're good. It's not the best, you can definitely use better, but the Ikitursa works. I do like the Ikitursa, as much hate as I give it because of my interactions with the Ikitursa. Yeah, it works, it's a good ship. But there you go. There's a T5 Firestorm in an Ikitursa. You can also do Gammas. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you like my content, drop a like, a subscription. I'd very much appreciate that. And if there's anything you want to see, please let me know, and I will try and do a video of it and get that out. I thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the abyss.